Okay, are we back? I think we're back now. Maybe it'll take a minute for everyone to get in here. Let me check the stream real quick and make sure it's actually active. Now that I'm all over the place now. Okay, cool. We're back. Yeah. Let's also drop the quality so that I'm not having to deal with that stuff. Pull that down. We want to show all live chat. I'm having to rush everything real quick. And yeah, there we go. Okay. We'll yeah, we're back. Yes. My internet just totally went out for like a full 2 minutes, and then getting restarted is like a whole thing. With live streams, like you have to like actually set up the live stream, and it's not like just Twitch where you just click go and it automatically activates. Like you have to like add your thumbnail and all your like input and stuff, and then yeah. So anyways, we are back at least. So yeah. Okay, so what we were on is we were going to update the jump velocity for when you are underwater, because we have the gravity but you still jump way too high. I'm curious if lowering that will still make us kind of fall a little bit too quickly. We'll see. But yeah. How many people did we get back? Did we get back most of the people or no? Oh, I want this pulled up on this screen actually. Just a minute, please. Here, live, here, make sure it's silent. Good deal. Okay. So we can go there, minimize that, and we're good. Okay, so I think we will be probably making a new state, because there may be a point, I'm trying to remember, in the game where we want to limit something. Like I said, I don't know if we're doing the whole game. How many levels have underwater function? I'm gonna guess it's like 4. It's level 2, level 4, Al's penthouse, I don't know. That may be it. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll create a new movement state. That's probably the safest way to do it. Movement state, and we'll add one to this, and we'll call it underwater. Underwater. That's a Rocket League song. So we'll pull this down, and if we're underwater, we're going to create a set jump Z velocity. On the character movement. And we want to do is grab, oh, I didn't do underwater jump force. That's over here. Add another float for underwater jump force. Whoop. Is that it? Like, oh, is it 5? It may be. I could have sworn it was 4. I don't know. I get 4 and 5 confused. I don't. Those are probably my least favorite levels. Anyways, I think the alleyway levels are like actually bad. Oh yes, actually, just kidding. Yes, 4 is the construction zone. 5 is the alleyway. Okay. Yes, you're right. I forgot the construction zone existed for a moment. Anyways, so we got our underwater jump force. We're gonna add that to buzz. So that will go to buzz metrics. Our standard jump force is 725 with 1,000. And what we're gonna do is update this. We'll make it like 400. And also, Do, do, do. This is for if you're double jumping. So we want to grab underwater from here in just a second, actually. Set jump Z velocity there as well. This is getting messy. It's fine. It's okay. And we'll drag in underwater jump force. And underwater jump force should also go up here. And underwater should go there. And that's good. Now, unfortunately, a side effect of adding a state is I have to go through all of my checks and make sure that it's actually there. So, yeah. We'll see how many viewers we get. I assume basically none, because it doesn't send out an or not none, but it'll be very little because it doesn't send out an alert if I start the live stream immediately. You have to set the live stream to start at least 30 minutes ahead of time for it to send out an alert to viewers, which is fine. People will trickle in. We'll probably go like another hour. This will be a shorter second half. But we have our second half, so that all should be good. We now need to go to all of our macros here. So can use spinning attack. Underwater should go to valid. Next, can use ground pound. Underwater should go to valid. Can use lock on. Underwater should go to valid. Can use jump. Underwater should obviously go to valid. Can move should be valid. Move camera should be valid. Mantle, that should like basically never. Oh, it will happen. Just kidding. It happens in level 5. I know where one of like the ducks is hiding or something like that. Oh, you got a notification? Oh, you know what? I logged into my other account on YouTube, so I logged in onto this account on my phone when I'm usually on my other one. Yeah, okay. I did get a notification. Okay. That makes sense. I didn't get a notification because I was logged in as myself. But if you log in, if you start at least over 30 minutes, you get a 30-minute warning notification. That is different at least. Hello, Chris. Hello again. Thanks for joining on this second half of the stream. What was that? Mantle? Yeah. Check edge detection. That should be valid as well. And can shoot laser should be valid. I think there's some other stuff to check. Like, first off, let's get rid of all these macros now. Whoa. We want to go to event graph. There's macro checks. Oh, here. Climbing rope and underwater should be right there. Now, the thing is, we actually need to change the state to that. So, on... did I create an event? Underwater state triggered. We need here to set the state to underwater. And if we're not underwater anymore, this will get kind of complicated actually. Oh man. Because if you ground pound, actually, I don't think a shame. That won't work. I can't use the states actually. I'll have to do like a Boolean check. Yeah. Because too many things set you back to standard movement. Let's just see if this works at least, and then we'll just change all that we did. So first off, you fall slower. Well, because I didn't set the jump right. Oh, I did. Well, I actually don't know why jump wasn't working anyways. Buzz metrics. I may not have set it. Did I? I did. Underwater jump force. Yeah. It's because I hit the ground. I had no idea about that. That's crazy, actually. That may actually be how mine is coded. I don't think I have it as a damageable actor. I could make it to where it actually like shoots you out while it damages you too. That's not very hard to do. Yeah. Okay. So the state will not work. That was a bad call. This has to be a Boolean check, which is fine, but it is a little annoying to have to undo everything I just did. Whatever. Let's take this, and we should, maybe if we just delete this, it'll fix everything. And hopefully not break all these macros. Oh! Okay, that's fine. Disconnect all this. Whoa. Can shoot laser. Undo that. And then we have more to do here. So there. And there. Okay. I now need a Boolean for knowing if we can be under or if we're underwater or not. So we'll just add a Boolean variable. That's fine. Is underwater. This is not going to be quite as clean, but it does still work. So that's fine. Let's get rid of all these macro functions again. All right, underwater, we're going to set is underwater here to true. Copy it and we'll set it to false. And basically we'll use this variable of true or false to tell us when we're underwater on the determine jump, first of all. So standard movement branch. This is gonna get, yeah, like I said, it's gonna get a little messy. That's okay. Is underwater. Underwater. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Is underwater. If we are not underwater, that's all good. Otherwise, true, we come up here. And we're going to set this up here. And then we're going to take this, we're going to copy, and we're going to paste it over here, actually. And we're going to take all this, we're going to kind of scoot it over a little bit. Except for this guy. And we're going to scoot this over. We're going to paste this. I think we're just going to actually make that go there. We're going to delete this. Standard movement. If we are not underwater, we go to that. That's all well and good. And if it is, then we go to here. Which can go up there. Now, this should actually work a little bit better. Let's see. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now, I really... Oh, this needs to not react to light. Yo, This needs to not react to his glow in the dark, probably. Because it obviously makes it look like a plane, which it's just like, you know, it's like nothing, right? Oh, it reacts to his emissive steel though. That's okay. That can be corrected. It's not as bright as it was, which is fine. Like that actually looks like much more natural. I need to lower the box a little bit. Yeah, like definitely lower it. Where is my underwater trigger? We'll put it like slightly below the water and just see like position wise how that looks. Yeah, Joshua, my internet just like totally went out. Was that jump more harsh? Oh, no. Okay. It looked like much heavier than it actually was. So that's good. Can I have a post-processing volume instead of a post-processing volume? In the new post-processing volume, all it does is like update the color of the screen. Can you do that? Let's just see. Here. We want to create a object and we want it to be a volume. We want it to be a post-processing volume. I think is what it's called. Okay, there's a trigger volume. Post-process volume. Okay. Yes, the second one. And all we want this to do is... gamma? No, that's not right. What would it be? Gain, offset, contrast, saturation. Oh, I have light. Okay. Temperature. No. That's global. Shadows don't matter. Mid-tone. Highlights. Screen color tint. Color. Hey. Let's just grab like this blue. Did that... Okay. That did not do what I wanted, but... Oh, it did. Okay. And we'll actually like brighten it up a little bit. Sure. We'll do that and see how heavy it is. And then also, we need to update the actual scale. So go outside the box. Outside the box. Oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, cool. Okay. So we'll have two triggers on top of each other, and let's just see. Oh, it kind of actually like gives it like this really like weird effect. Like it almost looks fuzzy. I wonder why I did that, but that is like a great idea. Let's add a little bit of blur. And we can also like make some motion on the screen too. Yeah, I don't. So the thing is, I don't ever like mess with post-processing. That's like not something I do. And so, yeah, I had no idea where it's actually at. Blurred luminescence, motion blur, depth of field, local exposure. I don't know what any of this is. Let's just like change some values and see what happens. Well, it's a little dark for me to see because I'm not changing my camera exposure. I don't want to do that. Lower camera speed. It is definitely darker. Let's just go back to the tint. First off, set that back to what it was. That's local exposure. I don't know what. Oh, okay. Let's just, I need some caustics in here as well. Oh, caustics wouldn't exist though at night, at dusk, right? Or at least they wouldn't be very strong. I'd have to look at a reference image to know for sure. Yeah, it definitely adds a bit of blurriness, like around the edges, which is super interesting. I don't know exactly why it does that. I did just make the like emissive of like these lights be a bit stronger, specifically underwater, which I think is good. Yeah, but do caustics exist at dusk? Like when it's dark outside like this? Caustics are really easy to add. Like you can just get an asset pack and it looks phenomenal. Or Kyle could just make a texture and you get two textures and you move them in different directions across each other. And it looks like caustics. It's like super easy to like make a fake version. You can't do like real life caustics, but here, let me look it up. I'm gonna look on YouTube because I don't know if caustics exist at dusk. This is not gonna pull anything up. Hold on. That was way too like look, you can just find caustics textures on YouTube. That's wild. Whatever. That's not what I was looking for though. I mean, caustics would still exist. They just wouldn't be really strong, right? Well, technically this would be the 90s, so lights and pools would probably not be super common. They would still exist, but I don't know. We don't have lights in this pool, which we don't even have like pump slots or anything like that. Like we didn't get too detailed, but like let me here. YouTube's not helping me. Do caustics or water caustics. Let's see. They can be visible at dusk, although they may be much more subtle than during the day. Okay. So I mean, so yeah, we'll add caustics and we'll just make them like very, very light. Which I'll probably get caustics texture off screen. That's probably the easiest way to do that. Cool. Yeah, I don't like swimming. Like I just find it very boring. And so I don't spend a lot of time on pools. And so I didn't know if darkness, which is brighter outside than it would be in real life. That's a mostly aesthetic choice. I don't know how dark I'm gonna make it. If we look at this other post-processing volume that I have, first off, base level, post-process volume, exposure, it'd probably be closer to like -3 to -3.5. This is what it would actually probably look like right now, right? But you can't see the level. And so negative like 4.7, and we'll give them like 5.2. So you can actually see this is how it was in the original too. The original is like really bright, even though the skybox is clearly nighttime. So yeah. Yeah, and we're gonna add it because it would add a lot to this area. But yeah, well, that shouldn't be too crazy to do. The skybox is really cool. Like in the original, it's like on the horizon, it's like a red, kind of like this, but it's much more stylized than the original. So it's a very harsh red and it blends into purple, which I have the sky set to more purple than in real life. to kind of get this effect a little bit with like an actual like simulated sky. But yeah, but I mean, you can notice the difference, I believe. Like here, let's set the time of day to like noon. It's gonna be very bright because the exposure is set, right? It literally lit up my face. But like the sky is not like the correct color technically, so that's all well and good. Anyways, cool. So we have water physics working, water post-processing working. This looks really cool. It probably needs to be a little bit brighter though, right? And so let's go to here, go back to the color. Let's just see if we can like, what does this look like? I mean, it whitens it up. Yeah, we don't want to necessarily do that. Let's just cancel. And we'll just bring up this side. That's looking probably a little bit too blue. Oh no, I mean that's not the worst. It's still pretty easy to see. Does the pool, the ground, is this not set up? Hold on. Dismiss. It is. Okay. It's not showing his light very strong, his emissive light on here. But, okay. Like, at all. I guess it's just because the type of material it is. Like, I feel like this should be brighter, right? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what do y'all think how this looks? I don't actually know. Zach's my friend. I have a list of comments to catch up on, and I just that one like caught my eye instantly. Yeah, I will tell you like something that's kind of impressive about streamers, like actual streamers, is their ability to just see a comment and like a flying roll of text and just read a whole sentence like that. And yeah, I could never. It would be a thing like if I had like 500 viewers at once. Obviously, most people would not be read, unfortunately. But yeah, Twitch streamers apparently get like really fast at reading, chat, and that's crazy to me how fast I read it. So we are going to add lights. I do have a light I can throw on here just to show what it looks like in the level, but this is from the attic in level 1. We'll just use that. Updated Andy's house, attic. We have Christmas lights. Oh, it's the swing bar, isn't it? Yeah. So we do have this light, which that's actually needs to be pulled out from the wall. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna add lights to the level just because it adds a lot to it. But this is just one that is for the attic, and it's set that size because that way it's a swing bar. But yeah. Let's see. You know what's interesting? The arrow looks like it's not moving basically, but it's moving up at the same speed that the duck is moving down. And so it looks like it's not actually lining up, but it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Because that indicator goes up and down, right? And so that's funny. Anyways. Yeah, we have a swing bar there. That's cool, I guess. It's not actually a swing bar right now. And then we're just going to take this or copy and paste it over to this side just to have some lights. Sure. We'll add some. Oh, I know what we can do next. We're going to do some set dressing. Look at that. It works. It just works. That's a Todd Howard quote. By the way, y'all know how I love my Donkey Kong music. This is like, whoops, right up my alley. I cannot control this like when it's that slow. Interesting. I need to catch up on chat because y'all are talking a lot and I'm totally missing everything. Feels very vibrant and full of life. Well, a lot of that goes to well, if you're talking about this remake, then yeah, a lot of that goes to Kyle. He's a phenomenal artist. I'm so lucky to have him. If you're talking about the original, then yes, that's also true. But yeah, yeah, we really wanted a slightly cartoony art direction so that A, we didn't have to worry about super realistic stuff. B, it's more similar to the original where it's almost like a toy, kind of like how Nintendo just like used to at least consider all their games and game consoles toys instead of games, you know, or whatever. The level looks better in the daytime. It may, but that's not the story of the game. So you're going to have to get over it. No, but seriously, yeah, I had it set up to where in daytime, like I can just show this real quick. This won't take, this will be very easy to do. Basically we set that there and then we set the, to there. And, you know, also, pretend like the emissive isn't on, but yeah, this is like daytime. It's still a little bit overexposed. Like it's still way too bright, but you get the idea at least, right? But yeah, the level is cool at night, but a thing is like, can we set that back and 1800. I like the dusk look myself. And I would like to get some like lights out here, like actual street lights or something possibly, or street lights probably wouldn't exist in an alleyway, but just some kind of light source, like a couple of light sources out here that would help a lot. A New Zealander. Hello, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah, dude, we've been working on this project for like a year. It's actually been like a year and 3 months. A year and 3 months on the 10th of... I started on February 10th, 2024. So yeah, a year and 3 months. Part-time, obviously. But yeah, we have this and we have level 1. The lights are cool. We'll get like actual outdoor lights, which these are almost like outdoor lights, right? But something that doesn't look like a swing bar, you know. But yeah, the very last thing we're doing in this level are the houses. We've already kind of decided on that. Everything else in the level will be done first. The tree, the car, all this stuff in the messy yard, in the posh yard, all that will be done. Like everything's gonna be done before the houses. Houses are the very last thing. And so, because we have to do, I mean, this looks crazy, right? And so we're going to have to add like a whole neighborhood. And so we're investigating how to do these houses and the neighborhood well. We may actually use 3D model assets from the Unreal Engine store for the first time, from the Epic store. So we'll see. Whatever. We're not going to go with anything that doesn't fit our art style. That is 100% guarantee. We're not going to desecrate the oh, did my music end? Yo, we're not going to desecrate what the art direction. So yeah, yeah, to be fair, like that's true. Like the story of the game does not have racetracks, which I've told, I know you were here when I said it before, but I've mentioned before in streams about how the story of this game is it's a retelling by Rex of what happened during the movie, and Rex is really unreliable, which is why there's so much stuff that seems crazy, like the toxic ooze in the basement doesn't exist. It's probably spilled paint, but Rex, when he's retelling the story, buzz evaded toxic ooze. So yeah, what about those garden lights that are staked into the ground? Oh man, what a phenomenal idea. That's getting done. I will say those can't, I probably need something a little bit bigger, because those can't produce a ton of light, and it would probably put too many lights into the scene at that point. I don't know. I will say, I'm trying to drive with my OBS. I will say, like, lights like this use not a light source, but an emissive, which is different, to light the scene. And that's different than using an actual light. But the thing is, like, you can't do the same stuff with these. So, yeah. Open world win? Never. Thank you, Santonio. Yeah, Kyle and I are still working on this project for now. Adding a fun Easter egg areas not in the original game. You know, we've considered that. Don't know if we'll do it. We kind of want this to be like 95% faithful, which means that we could add areas that aren't in the original. And there's even a couple of places that could. But yeah, I mean, I think like the original like level design is already like really tight for most of the game, and so I don't know if that's fully necessary. But I wouldn't be against the idea. It's just we're constantly trying to like get stuff done in like a timeline. Like Kyle and I set timelines for ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually called Fab now. The Epic Store. Yeah. It's not called Fab. The Epic Store was moved to be on Fab. Is the proper way to word that probably. But yeah, Fab is where like you can buy like asset packs and like plugins and stuff for Unreal Engine. We use it a little bit. We don't use it a ton. Like these particle effects. Oh, that won't trigger it. Hold on. Like those particle effects, those are, you know, from an asset pack, for example. But yeah. February 10th, your birthday? I've heard of Woody's Workshop, and the thing is, like, there's like no information on it, obviously because it's fake, but like it's like just a level where you get to play as Woody or something, and I don't know. Like there's not, like, I looked at the Wikipedia at one point and I was surprised how little info there is. So yeah. Hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set dress, because you notice this is a board, and there's two boards here broken. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this, paste it, bring it over here. We're gonna tilt it up. This is not for player interaction necessarily. We're gonna turn it that way, I think. Yeah. And then we're gonna place it in the level. Make sure it's actually like there. Okay, so that's all good. And now we're gonna grab some assets from level 1, from the garage. Now, tools, meshes, and we're gonna grab a what is this? Oh, cord. Yeah, we don't need the cord. We're gonna grab a hammer. Let's just that's all good. And then also we need some nails, and that's actually in the either generic, probably not, right? No. Okay, so we'll be in the attic. That's what we did first. That should be moved to generic though, right? Attic nails, meshes. Yeah, so we have like some of these. Oh, these are like big. That's fine. I don't know if we actually want those, or I guess I could scale it, right? It'll be fine scaled. This is like not that big of a deal. Here, I think we're gonna put these like over here so you can actually see them. Bring it over here, turn it. And the story here obviously is that, turn it one more time. Okay. There's a pushable plank over here, and it was just a block of wood. We turned it into one of these fence posts, and here's the second one, and the person is actually repairing this. That's like the world building thing of what we're doing. Yes, Joshua, Epic is gives away so many assets. I don't think they're as good on Fab as they used to be, because when they were on the Epic store, I felt like it was a lot more stuff I'm interested in. Maybe it's just happens to be stuff I'm not interested in anymore. I think they give away more every month now than they used to, though, right? I don't know. I think they do like 3 every 2 weeks, and they used to do 4 every 4 weeks or 5 weeks, whatever it lined up. It was like once a month, basically, because it was on a specific, like the first Tuesday of the month or something. But now they do like 3 assets on like the 1st, and another 3 on the 15th, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. You collect 100 coins in level 1. Yeah, I don't even think you can collect 100 coins. I think there's only like 89, 90, something like that you can get. Yeah. Anyways, nails being 3D as opposed to yeah. I need to add an interaction to level 1 where you can ground pound them into the like the attic. My camera's too fast. Into the attic and into the board in the basement, and then that will give you something like maybe a cosmetic or something like that. But yeah, just that'd be a fun little Easter egg to add. We're gonna just copy this. We're gonna rotate this one. We're gonna get one of our bent nails. This one will be fine. We'll rotate it on its side and rotate, move it up, and then on the scale, and then we'll grab one more. We'll lay this one flat. And then we'll scale this one too. Actually, you know what? We're going to actually put this one kind of on this one. Overlap them a little bit. Okay. Let's see how this looks like in person. Yeah, this is something I told Kyle that I was going to do yesterday, because he made this one. We did just leave a plank of wood. Just because we didn't want to, when we could have made it one of these as well, but I didn't want to reuse the same gimmick twice. So he just made a plank of wood here. It looks really good. Wait. I don't know if I'll allow that in the original. We'll see, but I probably will. It's not a big deal. Well, I'll set off the race trigger. But yeah, we have some nails here. I could probably do maybe like 1 or 2 more. We have a board and a hammer. I think that's all good. And then we have this board over here. Yeah, well, I think that works. We're gonna add 2 more nails though. So we're gonna actually copy this one, and we're going to turn it over. And we'll do something like this. Just kind of like take up some room, and then we'll grab this one, copy that one as well, just tilt that over, and okay. We'll say that works. Some like actual storytelling. I can't put it in the grass because you won't see them in the grass, obviously. The grass is too long. But I think in the original game, this yard is actually supposed to be a little, like have some dirt patches. So we'll see if we do that or not. Let's see. Does the hammer look small to anyone else? It does, and I think that's because everything is like scaled slightly bigger than it should be. Let me look at that. It probably is small because let's think about this. Buzz is exactly 6 inches tall, so a hammer should probably be like 1.5 size the helm, probably like 9 inches, I'm assuming. But it needs to be like 1.5 of Buzz. We made it this size on purpose because it sat on like a swing bar. That's probably technically the right size. I'm going to scale it up though. We'll just do that and bring it from inside of that. That'll work. That's probably good enough. And yeah. The thing though is that like scale is an issue with this game because we're scaling everything to the original, right? But the original had a lot of scaling issues. Like if you look in level 1, the books are bigger than the TV in the living room. I know like small TVs were a thing, but in the 90s, like 1995, 96, 97, 98, in the living room, like small TVs were not that common. Most people had like at least like a 30-inch TV in the living room, right? Like by this point, I want to say like we had like a 50-inch. I don't know. Like growing up, I have no idea. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. I mean, that looks a lot better. So yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, scale is constantly an issue with this game, specifically because of the original's scaling issues. Let's see. A toolbox instead of nails and put them. Yeah, I mean, we probably do need a toolbox mesh anyways, and that could go in the garage regardless, but we just don't have one. This is assets I already had, like Kyle made, so I just stole those. Because once we were making the boards, I was like, hey, actually, instead of making it just a board, take one of these boards and make it a mesh by itself. So he did that. So there we go. You're still, wait, what? Every 2 weeks now. What is this? Every two? What are you saying, Mr. Tricky? Yeah, toolbox is a really good idea. I agree. Even if you don't end up doing all the levels, I would consider. I mean, here's the deal. Like this power up in this level is locked, but if I don't have level, I don't even know what level unlocks these. Al's Toy Barn. If I don't make Al's Toy Barn, then the rocket shoes would never unlock, right? So I am going to make the rocket shoes as a mechanic. And I'll probably like, I don't know. I may just put Potato Head in this level for now. And if I ever do Al's Toy Barn, I'll correct that. But I mean, if I make level 2, I want level 2 to be I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. Yeah, anyways, if I only make level 1 and level 2, I want all the mechanics to be available. That's what I was saying. Yeah. This remake is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Good old pile of nails. Y2K review. This is there's a lot in this game, to be fair, but I mean, my suggestion always is to make a really crappy game first. Like make 2, 3, 4 crappy games, because your first game is going to suck. No matter what. Every person experiences it. And so just get your bad games out of the way. Just make Flappy Birds and, Geometry Dashes, and they're going to be crappy, and that's fine. And then after you make like 3 or 4 really small games that take like a month each or something, they can just start on something big, But yeah, make small crappy games that take like a couple weeks to a month first, and then, or at most, like a month at most. Then you can move on. And just get your crappy games out of the way so that from that point you only have to make good games. There you go. That's advice from Thomas Brush. I did not make that myself. Thomas Brush is a YouTuber, game dev guy who talks about like getting published and all this stuff. Super smart guy, super cool, really relaxed, and very kind-hearted and all this. Like I really like this guy. But yeah, that's one of his pieces of advice is just get your bad games out of the way because you're gonna make bad games. Zeth, hello. Man, it's good to have you here. JNZ Productions, that's a homie right there. Yeah, moving and renaming scripts is bad. In my first video, I couldn't make a build, and if you remember, the reason I said it is because when I made the project, Unreal Engine named the project for me, and it put spaces in the directory, which the build did not like. So I had to go in and actually tweak that completely myself. No. I like Geometry Dash. I'm just saying make a crappy version of it. So, yeah. So, you haven't made one? I mean, that makes sense. I mean, something that's so important about getting a game right is the feel of it, right? Like to get like your speed right, your jumping right. Like there's a lot to it. Like you have different gravity going up than you have coming down, and that like builds like really fun platformer movements. You have stuff like this, like underwater. Like how do you get it to feel like you're actually underwater? So there's a lot. Like I think the hardest part of making a game is actually making it feel like how it should. So anyways, we were just doing some set dressing. We did the underwater post-processing. What time is it? 1:30 a.m. We corrected the duck a little bit. I'll fix its actual like pathing later, and I'll see if I can find some buoyancy stuff for that. Let's see. We did the water physics today. Was there anything? What else? Was that it? Duck, water physics, water post-processing, set dressing. That may have been it. Oh, we did being able to jump through platforms too, through the bottom of platforms. Duh. Which I can't actually bake into the level because when I fixed everything in this mesh, I connected the leaves, and they should be different objects, but that's a little late to fix now. So this will have to be something that Kyle fixes for me. But yeah. Once he fixes that, then I can make it where you can jump to the bottom of these. And same with these meshes, so you can jump through the bottom of the leaves where this is a climbable pole. Which making those a climbable pole is really easy to do at least, but yeah. Sounds great, Y2K. That's super cool. Okay, let me check my Trello board. My did I close it? I may have closed it. Okay, that's fine. Hold on. Okay, so here we can. I think the water physics are awesome, so I'm just gonna mark that done. That was like, I didn't have to. That's a set. I'll set myself to it. There you go. But I wanted to set the date, and it's now the 16th. That's fine. So we can mark this done. I also did post-processing volume. Is that on here? Yeah, it is. That was like super easy to add. Although it probably needs a little bit of tweaking, but it's mostly there, which is fine. 16th done. Oh, I didn't put the date. Okay, so both of those were done. Is there anything else, like something small we can do, or are we going to just hang out for a few minutes before we end the stream? Yeah, we actually have one climbable tree. It's actually a climbable plant. We have one climbable plant in level 1, which is the one that you jump on to get into the attic. But that's not modeled correctly for what I need to do. Anyways, RC race, that's going to be a thing I need to do off screen. A kite boss AI behavior, that's going to be off screen because I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, like at all. I need to study. I need to play level 2 again for that boss fight at least like a few times, and write down some study it a bit. Because I know it like flies around and then it'll spin attack and it'll like fly towards you and stuff and kind of miss you or whatever. But I don't know how it's actually coded. Replace ground pound car interactions. So that's like where it lifts up the vehicle. I don't know exactly how that works, but that'll be pretty simple, but I need to look up how it works. Maybe we'll do that next time. Place grind rail. If I place a grind rail, we have this as a shortcut. Here, I'll show y'all. We'll just climb the tree real quick. Are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. The bird bath will have different water in it for sure. It's just that water part is baked in on the mesh, and so I can't replace that water until Kyle makes a statue. But yeah, he'll just make a statue, and then we'll attach a water to it separately. So that'll be easy. As far as like the ground one, I'll have to see. I mean, it is easy to change the water. I just don't know what it's set at, because I just kind of set that one and like forget it or forgot it. I mean. Oh. Wait. I didn't ever do that, did I? Here. Okay, so that's down on the ground. So yeah, so this will let you reset. Or like if you fall now, you can like climb up to where this is. It just ends here. That's something I need to actually correct. That's not like too crazy to do, but I do need to do that. We'll come there. This specific swing bar may swing me the wrong direction. Okay. Sometimes on that one, when you jump on it a second time, it tries to force you to swing the other way. These swing bars are going to be updated to where it doesn't force you in the middle of the bar, but it like lets you swing from wherever you are on the bar, as long as it's the correct direction. So like if I jump on it like here right in front of me, it's going to snap me to like right here. But yeah, anyways, I would like to make it to where if you like get here, the Hot Wheels track will be created. I would like to make it be created by those little like construction worker guys on like level 4. Anyways, it gets created and you can use it to get back up here if you fall like all the way from the bottom. Either here or like right here or something like that, like before you get to this guy or whatever. Just you don't have to do the swing bars again if you fall or what or something like that. Whatever. Yeah, no, he doesn't take fall damage in the original. He does go to a falling state where he like, oh, and then he falls and he like stands back up and it takes like 3 seconds. I find that very annoying. And so I just removed it. Like, I don't want to deal with falling states that just waste time. The original game had a habit of wasting a bit of time. That's one of my critiques of it. And so I would like to not do that. Like one example of it wasting your time is like having to go back up from the I think this is the same, by the way. Let's see, what's the material in here? It is Andy's Kitchen water spill, which is not, Kyle's gonna make a specific one for the pool that reacts to like, you see foam around buzz whenever he jumps in and stuff. And also I would like, I need a water splash whenever he hops in. Anyways, I need I was looking at material. That's right. Liquid spill mesh, Andy's kitchen water spill. Yeah, so it's the same. It just looks a bit different. That's not even like flat on the ground. It's like actually needs a little. Oh, it's high because it creates foam, right, when it's close to the ground. Yeah, that's why. Anyways, when Buzz jumps in here, first off, foam needs to appear around him, so it looks like he's actually in water and not in the middle of a plane. But also, if you're falling fast enough in the water, it should cause a splash. That's easy to do. Something else is like ripples in the water. That's very complicated to do. It is possible, but I don't. There's a lot of art math involved with that, so I don't know how to do that for sure. Listen, I get a lot of comments about all the animations, which I like the animation. I think Illia did a phenomenal job on them, but a lot of people don't agree. I get that feedback a lot. But I don't think I have a water splash effect, do I? I don't think I have one. Let's see. What is a... I need a particle effect. Oh, FX. I mean, I just want like all FX. And then we could go to like water. Yeah, okay. So I don't have a water splash effect. We could make it with something else just to see if it works. But I don't think we're gonna. I think we'll just wait until Rain Sprite. I think we'll just wait until I get a water splash effect. So, yeah. He does sink slower in the pool, doesn't he? Look. He falls very fast. The issue is he's already capped out on speed once he's in the water. So, to fix what you're talking about, I need to update his... I need to force him to fall slower all of a sudden. I don't know if that'll look natural, but that's what you're talking about. Like, if you jump from up here, you build up a lot of velocity and you fall quickly. But under the water, you can't build up much velocity, so you float. If I just make him slow down as soon as he hits the water, it will look weird. Unless I add like a splash effect that will kind of hide it as well as like the ripples or the foam around him in the water. That'll help sell it as on top of that. So yeah, animating is hard, and no one likes it. The thing about animations is people can pick it out what's wrong much easier than they can a model, I think. Yeah, people are really not into because it builds like an uncanny valley. Because like if someone's walking weird, it's much easier to tell if they're walking weird, rather than if like their proportions are a little slightly weird. Like if you make a model and the proportions are a little weird, your brain can kind of chalk that up to maybe that's just them. But an actual like walk that's weird, I think sets off those alerts in your mind a bit more. Bubbles for sure. Yeah, I need I think we're gonna do that. Not today, but is this underwater trigger? Yeah, we're gonna take this and player capsule. We need to find velocity. Let's just set velocity. Can you just reset velocity or no? Probably not. No. So I have to look at how to reset max velocity of the character. That's not a huge thing. But what I do want is to get the velocity. That should be possible. Is it down here at the bottom? Get velocity. and we want to split this. And if our velocity of falling down is greater than or equal to, I don't know what number we should put, like 100, then branch will say we'll just say print string, and we'll just write the word splash. Let's see if this is enough velocity or not. I don't know what. No. I mean, let's just do like 20 or something crazy small. I don't know. This would take like actual refinement, but we're just going to make sure it worked. Well, that also didn't. A debug print should appear here, so you should see the word splash right here. If you're curious what we're looking for. I don't know. Let's set it to like 5. It was. I didn't know how. I don't know what. I could also just check velocity real quick. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Print string. And we want to get the current velocity. So this will tell us what he's falling in right now. And that will give us an idea of like how high what we should set it to at a minimum. And it'll probably need to be lower than that, right? Or at a maximum. I don't know how to word it. Holy cow. Hold on. Was that negative 1700? Is my math just wrong? Oh, it's negative. Duh. Okay. So, okay. Is less than or equal to. And negative means we're going down. Positive means we're going up. So if it's higher, or if it's less than or equal to negative 500, then we should splash. Splash. That was 1500. That was yeah, okay. We're gonna say like 1000. Do. I would never have expected to be that high. Negative 1670, so that's a splash. Well, that's a negative 419. That shouldn't splash. Negative 615? Hold on. If this is less than or equal, I keep forgetting. It's a negative for going down. That's right. Okay. So this should be a splash. Splash. Cool. And then that's not. Splash just a little bit. Okay. So that's also a splash. So okay, we'll set to like negative like 1400, I think, or yeah. We may set a scale for the splash depending on your strength once it's above a certain value too. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, I haven't added any camera shake, but yes, the game needs camera shake. Which camera shake isn't even that hard to add. I just went and added like controller vibration, like haptic feedback, and it's quick to like add, but there's a lot of places where you need to add it at, right? And so it's kind of like that, where camera shake is easy to do, but you just have to add it at a bunch of different locations and a bunch of different reasons for it to happen. And you have to like set like the strength value and length and stuff like that. But yeah. You're going crazy with the blueprints. Are you the person that commented the other day that said I'm going crazy with the C++? Was that you? Someone said that, and it was, I didn't know if it was a diss or a joke or like clowning on me or if it was serious. I had no idea. Like Poe's law was in effect where I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic or not. I don't, if that was you. But someone said that exact thing except they said you're going crazy with the C++. I didn't heart it because I didn't know if it was making fun of me or not. Yeah, I have like a lot of the sounds in. I don't have Buzz's screaming yet, but it definitely needs to be in. Yeah. All right, see you later, Joshua. I'll be wrapping up here in a few minutes as well because it's 2 a.m. now. Which, to be fair, like I don't go to bed until like between 2 and 3 a.m., 2 and 4 a.m., somewhere between there usually. So I'm not tired yet, but yeah. Yeah, I think it's because it's funny because you can't tell if the person's joking or not, and I think that kind of makes it funnier. Yeah, because it could very easily be someone like being sarcastic, like being like meaning it as a mean thing, and I think that makes it kind of like, it was funny to me when I read it, and I was like, okay. It's a lot funnier than a lot of the other, like I've been getting a lot of mean comments lately, which is fine, I can handle it, but most of them are not funny. And so it's, if this person was making fun of me, at least it's funny. Listen, the reason I do blueprints instead of C++ is because blueprints are better for video. That's 100% the reason. People can follow it easier, and it looks better visually on a video. Who wants to watch a video and see a screen of text like that? Instead, you get to fill it with like colorful blocks of colors and stuff. Come on. Obviously, if you do Unreal Engine and you make videos, you need to do blueprints just for the video. Yeah, that was something I knew early on. Whatever. Night Owls Unite. Yeah, and I think we're gonna try, at least for now, to do these weekly, if I can, and we may have to supplement with non-development stuff, or like something else, kind of like semi-adjacent or something. Because there's like sometimes just features that I can't show because I can't focus enough on them during a live stream to do them well. So maybe something like, you know, maybe, well, we have other live streams to do it too, but like one example is like if I did something like did like an analysis or like played some like, if there's like any other developers here, like played that game and like, did like a game design analysis of it and like gave suggestions on what to improve, how to improve it, things like that. That kind of stuff like always works for this, but yeah, we'll see. Because I mean, the issue is I just won't always have something to show on this project every week. There's sometimes like there's a couple times where I'll like go like a full like week and a half without touching the project because I'm busy with something else, right? That happens every great once in a while. But yeah. Anyways, well, I don't know, Johnny, if I'm going to do the whole game. The whole game would take a few years with just Kyle and I. But yeah, we don't know if we're going to do the entire game. Just because taking a few years for a side project that you can't release because of copyright law without direct permission from the copyright holders. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I would like to have other people play it. That's like that would be awesome. I'm just not going to risk a lawsuit for it. So we'll see what I can do about that. It's okay, Mr. Tricky. Like, they're very much terminally online. Like, it does not affect me at all. I often make fun of the really dumb comments. Like with a group of like YouTube friends that I have, we all just kind of like share dumb comments that people leave. And yeah, I'll say like 99% of my YouTube comments, I won't say that anymore. Until about a month ago, about 99% of my YouTube comments were extremely nice. Now it's probably like 60% of my comments are nice and 40% are mean, but that's okay. It is just interesting. And then I will say the likes to dislike ratio does not reflect the number of mean comments I get compared to good comments. And also like mean comments, dude, those help the algorithm so much. Like, yeah, Tell me I'm a fraud. Please get me more views. Yeah, it is quite interesting that people think that leaving a mean comment is like the best solution. Whatever, I'll take it. I don't even know if they're. I wouldn't call them evil. I would just call them really dumb. Yeah, it's like people who like are talking about how like Unreal Engine is slop Engine 5. I get that a lot. Yeah, people who have never made a game commenting about how Unreal Engine is a terrible game engine. Like you're kind of speaking outside of your experience, right? So yeah, there's a lot of that. Smother them with kindness. I usually just ignore them. Every once in a while, I'll like smack talk one back a little bit, but I don't want to do that often because then it becomes like me talking with mean comments too much, and like if I don't respond to like good comments enough, but I'm responding to like morons, it doesn't really look good, right? And so yeah, you have to take care of your actual audience. But every once in a while, you can kind of clown on them, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's helped me get jobs or offers, but let me phrase that. It has not been a detriment. It is a really good project to have on my portfolio, regardless. Like it's a good project to have, and it would help me. Now, the question is, will it help me enough to get a job? That's a different question. And that, jobs are so picky right now. So I don't know. It helps 100%. My first job, I was still in college and I got a VR developer job. That was sick. And I got it because of because of a project I did at school that was on my portfolio. Like my portfolio got me into the industry, before I even finished college. And so that was neat. And so I got the job like a year before I graduated. And so, by the time I graduated, I already had like a year of experience. That was good. And now I have about 6 years in the industry. So that's cool. Yeah, they couldn't find what I'm doing. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, James. It's very nice of you to say. Yeah, I do the streams late at night because I'm a family man. I have 3 kids and a wife, and I am pretty dedicated to spending time with them and stuff. And so, my only time to do stuff is late at night. So yeah, like the kids usually are in bed by like 8-ish, and then it's just whatever I want to do after that, as long as like I have like household chores I do that I'm like responsible for. So after I knock those out, I come downstairs to the basement where I work. First job was a VR project as well. Hey, it's a good first job because interactions are simplified. Now the actual like to get the interactions working is a little bit of a challenge because you're dealing with like haptics and stuff, but everything is simplified, like design wise. You're not going to have like in most places, like what you're doing is not like super complex, fleshed out experiences. It's like simplified, contained elements of something that you have to do. Anyways, there's challenges in like the design and stuff to overcome with VR, but I think overall having simpler interactions to create makes it a good starting point for most VR interactions, at least. Yeah, I will say I interviewed with Alchemy Labs once, and man, I butchered this interview. I was really nervous because I wanted to work for Alchemy Labs, and I got a message. Doesn't matter. Okay. Anyways, I interviewed with Alchemy Labs. Alchemy Labs makes Job Simulator, Vacation Simulator, that kind of stuff. And I was so nervous that I couldn't like think straight, and I butchered the interview, and that was pretty devastating. Which I walked away knowing that my job offer was not going to be sent to me. I was like, yeah, I blew that. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the school I went to was all right. The thing is, everything I learned, you can learn outside of university. However, it did put it in an order where it's easier to digest. Whereas if you just like make stuff like with YouTube tutorials, a lot of times you're getting given stuff that's a little bit more complex than what you can handle at that moment. And there's a bit of a hurdle to get over to get what you need, right? And so like the good thing with school for game development is that it puts everything in a contained path for you to learn most effectively. I still don't know if it was worth the money though. Well, it got me into the field, but it was very expensive, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, most jobs require you to still have a degree for like to be a game designer, you know, which is quite a shame. Like Google doesn't require you to have a degree to be an engineer anymore, but we're gonna have degree requirements for design. I mean, a lot of design is intuition, right? And like that's why you cannot be a pro football player, if you have an innate gift as a football player. You cannot become a pro football player if you don't have passion for it, right? Or like if you don't put in work still. Like you still have to put in work. For design, it's possible for someone to not put in the work and still have an innate ability to do it incredibly well, right? Without necessarily trying to nourish that ability. It's like intuition. Like, you know, you just kind of, you're built with like a baseline level of that. So yeah. And there's things you can learn with design. Like you can get better. It's just everyone has a different starting point, and design has like a really high starting point that some people can have. That's why you have games like Stardew Valley come out, and it's like the first game that the guy made. Or the guy that made A Short Hike, and that was the first game he made, and he made it in like 5 months or whatever. But there's like a lot of intuition that just went into that game that made it what it was and what made it so special. Industry tools and production standards, and not necessarily design. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And Perforce, which is like a system for like the game that I'm talking all crazy. The server that holds our game that Kyle and I work off of is with a service called Perforce, and that program is really scary to use if you don't know what you're doing, right? Because you're like, oh, what if I delete the whole server? It can be corrected, but you don't know that, right? And so, like, yeah, the production tools are it helps. I don't know, like, I used Unreal Engine for one class at university. We used Unity for the rest, and I didn't use Unreal Engine again until years later. So I basically learned Unreal Engine on my own. Yeah, and yeah, I agree. I think most degrees should not be required, especially in the US where they make you take like all these like unnecessary classes for whatever you're learning. Like, I don't know, like, why as an engineer, like someone who programs, why do you have to know history? I don't want to be the person who sounds like education's bad. Like, I don't believe that. But I don't think you should have to pay for education that you don't need. Like, you know, there's a very big distinction there. Yeah, like paying thousands of dollars to take a history class that you will never use in your life. I don't know. It's crazy, especially when you can replace that with a different type of, like, it's not like I'm eliminating learning, right? I'm eliminating learning something you don't need so that you can learn something else that you do need. Yeah, core classes being so essential and such a big part of your degree in America is like really irritating to me. A lot of that stuff you just don't need in life, and so I don't think it should be necessary to learn, especially if it doesn't pertain to your degree field. Like obviously, like an engineer, like you need to learn some like math, right, and some physics, especially if you're doing like game development stuff and you're doing programming, like, you know, linear programming. What is it called? I forgot the name of the specific type of programming that is for game development, but yeah, you know, like that kind of stuff. Well, so the thing is, like, not really. As far as like placing the coins with spline, not really, because it doesn't take that long. If we were gonna make like 100 levels of this game or whatever, and the levels were massive, I probably would. But the thing is that it takes me like an hour to place all the coins for a level, and to make a system that would place them for me, if I just place, that would take me like hours to make. And so, yeah, no. It makes sense if you had a ton of collectibles or something like that, but yeah, it doesn't make sense for me specifically, just because, yeah, this level took me, I did it in a live stream, and I think it took me like 40 minutes to do, to place all the coins in this level. So there are points where it might make sense, like if you're doing like, let's say like a let's use like an adventure game for a moment, like some kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog thing, and you're like, you know, you need to move. Let's say you're like skateboarding down a hill or whatever, and you need to like scoot over. You need to make a line of coins. I think it makes more sense there. That way you can easily adjust how much they move. But for static levels like this, it's not as big of a deal. But yeah. Artistically minded. Some people have it, some people don't. I would agree with that. I take that back. I would somewhat agree with that. I think you can learn any skill. Like me, I can't draw, and my drawings are terrible. I could have learned to draw, right, if I like practiced and practiced and practiced when I was younger. It's not something I was ever wanted to do, and so I never spent time with it. But you can learn how to draw, even if you are not a good drawer. I say that obviously meaning like, when I say everyone, I mean like 99% of people. Some people cannot draw for, you know, some kind of limiting reason. But the general population is what I'm referencing when I say that, of course. Yeah. Like me, a little fun fact about me. I don't picture stuff in my head. Like I cannot picture things in my head. When like someone tells me an apple, I just picture like the word red and the word apple, and I don't get like a mental image. Which is kind of an issue with design, right? But I mean, it's not like the worst thing. And plus, I'm a technical designer, so I do prototyping and feature implementation, stuff like that. So it doesn't really affect me. If I was a level designer, it'd be a little bit more of a thing to keep in mind. But yeah, so like that's like the biggest thing with like making levels is I can't picture like the scale of like if I was like placing assets and I was like trying to place this fence, I wouldn't know how much space I really had here until I actually placed that fence. It'd be too hard for me to visualize. So, yeah. What made me pick this game to remaster? It was the fact that, well, first off, I played a bunch of games in October, including Toy Story 3. I liked Toy Story 3 more, like a lot more. But it already looks so good on the Series X because it's backwards compatible that I didn't feel like I could actually like make it much better. And so I chose this game because I still really like it. It's a childhood game of mine. It has a couple of things that just don't work quite right. It hasn't aged the best with like the not optimal controls or not modernized controls. It's a PS1 game, and so, you know, early 3D where like half the stuff is actually 2D, just rotates towards you and stuff. So I was like, this seems like the kind of game that deserves an opportunity to become the best version of itself possible. And so I have the hiccups. So that's why I chose Toy Story 2. Yeah, no, like I legit just cannot picture things in my head, like at all. Like, I probably could have overcome that. And I think even as an artist, you probably overcome that because you learn like how to draw eyes, right? Like people spend like weeks just practicing drawing eyes or whatever. So I probably could overcome it. I can look at an image like on paper and be like, oh, okay, this probably needs tweaked, and like, okay, like there's something leaning on the edge of a mountain, but like it probably needs to lean more or whatever. Like I can like pick up details of that, but I can't like picture what the end result of it would be like necessarily. Yeah, and I don't know how to say your name, so X. I'll just call you X. That Toy Story 2 movie, that level at the beginning, that is in Toy Story 3. It's a bit too long. It's a long level, and so if they cut it by like down to like 60% of its length, it probably would have been a very good level. But still, I mean, it's a good game, and so that was really cool. And that was even in Toy Story 3, the game, for some reason. I don't know why, but it is cool at least. Yeah, Toy Story 2. I mean, it's just, you know, an action adventure platformer. Not even adventure, just an action platformer, I would say. Not even action, mostly platformer. A collectathon, whatever. Super Jeff Ryan, hello. Glad to have you here. You love the look of the game. Well, thank you. We're getting level 2 now, so there's still like old assets in here, like the trees and the houses, of course. But we do have a lot of new assets, like the pool, these planks, the fences, the ground with like all the foliage. You know, we have these ramps, the race markers, the cone, trash cans, water, concrete pieces, trash cans. Yeah, we've got like a lot of it done, like remade for this level already. Just we still have a lot more to do. So, but yeah. You should 1-for-1 drink water with the dew. Yeah, I will say, like, when I work, this is a standing desk, and when I work, I often actually do walk on the treadmill while I'm doing that, and I'll drink water then. So I don't walk there. I don't use the standing desk feature like during live streams. Really, I could. I probably should. I mean, my back's already starting to hurt, but I've been sitting in this chair for like several hours today, actually. So I was walking earlier, and then I took my son to like a band concert thing or whatever, and then I came back, and then I've been sitting there since. So like probably since like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'm in this chair, unfortunately. You have an art degree and still can't draw anything good without references. I do know that like people need references, right? Like I know that's a thing. In fact, if I am looking at a picture on the left, I can draw that picture on the right and it look pretty good, right? But it's just like without having that picture there, I can't. So it may not even be a thing like I'm a bad artist necessarily. It's just I can't picture anything at all. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts. We do have one Kingdom Hearts. Well, let me phrase that. We had one Kingdom Hearts. Let me phrase that again. We had 2 Kingdom Hearts references in this game, which was the bed, which we actually completely changed, and then this is the Buzz Lightyear model from Toy Story, from Kingdom Hearts. This is the Kingdom Hearts model. Kyle wants to remake, because he's actually a character artist. He's been doing environment art for this project in like a couple of enemies, you know, like a few enemies. But he's actually a character artist. That's like his skill set, right? And so he wants to like remake Buzz and retexture him a bit, or you know, that would also make it easier to do cosmetics, because swapping like cosmetics out right now is like hard to do, because I have to do it in like Photoshop or whatever and then bring it over to the engine instead of just doing everything in the engine. But yeah, it's the Kingdom Hearts model right here. And then we tweaked a little bit. Like obviously I had like glow in the dark mode for this level because it's supposed to be nighttime or dusk. But yeah. Yeah, Aphantasia, that's the name of it. Yeah. And it's very funny. It's like the people who can see pictures in their head, like my wife can. You know, she's not an artist at all, but she never tried to be. She was never interested in art, but she can like picture stuff in her head, but she doesn't understand not being able to. Like for me, it's just words or whatever, which works good as like a technical designer, you know, like someone who programs. It works great, perfectly fine. But yeah, but there's other things like that as well. I can't think of an example offhand, but there was something else that's like common like that I was like, I can't even understand what that would be like, but I don't remember inner monologue. Yeah, I have an inner monologue, and like I don't understand the idea of not having an inner monologue. I don't even know what that would be like. And so, you know, but yeah, I have an inner monologue, and it's constantly going. Yeah. Yeah, that's how a lot of people are, is if they've seen something enough, they don't need a reference. Yeah, not me. My like 4-year-old daughter was like watching like Sonic X or something on TV at one point, and she wanted me to draw a picture of Sonic, and I had to like pull it up on my phone so I could actually draw her a picture. I was like, here you go, now color it in. But yeah, we're not even like big Sonic fans or anything. It's just Sonic X happened to be on Netflix, and so we were watching it because I watched it a little bit as a kid. I liked Kirby Right Back at You a lot more, if anyone remembers that show. I don't think that's on any of the streaming services though. Yeah. Yeah, X. We got way more cosmetic suggestions than I ever anticipated. We're talking like several hundred ideas for cosmetics. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. We can't do all these. and some of them are like really good, right? Like Mrs. Nesbit. Okay, yeah, obviously Mrs. Nesbit needs to be added. When Buzz wings pop and it says for rent, I think it's from the movie, like that. Obviously, that's also really easy to add, to be fair. But there's like some like really obscure toys that people had that were color variants, and like, you know, and I was like, okay, the solution for this is to add an unlockable color wheel, so you can just set your own cosmetic colors. And we'll do that eventually, but we can't do it until Buzz is retextured. But yeah, because we were getting like way too. Can you make it this color and this color? And I'm like, well, how about I make it to where you can? You designed a. Hold on, I missed what you said before that. You designed a Pokemon skateboard for your nephew. What Pokemon? That's really cool. There were, hold on, wasn't there like Pokemon skateboard decks that like actually went on? Oh wait, or am I thinking of Target? Target had skateboard decks. I was working at Target when this happened in like 2018-ish. And I really wanted one, but they were, oh wait, no, it wasn't even like official. It was my HR. Yeah, our store HR lead made skateboard decks designed with Target, and they looked really cool. He never gave me one, unfortunately, because he just didn't make me one, and he told me he would need like how much money he would need to make it, and I was like, well, I don't skateboard. I just wanted it on my wall. I was like, I couldn't justify it. But yeah. Well, thank you, X. Yeah. Like it obviously is like special to me too, right? Like Toy Story 2 is my favorite Pixar movie. I like the franchise in general. I think the game is like really fun, even though it has some issues that restrict it from being like amazing. I think it's still like really good. Yeah. Thank you. Custom Buzz colors. Yeah. That it just requires like a full retexture of Buzz though. Like we have to completely redo his entire texture, because basically what we're gonna do is I'll see if I can get a visual. Hold on. Oh, I don't have him here. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Where's it at? It'd be here. Skeletal meshes, Buzz final. I just want. Okay, we'll go with texture, right? So basically, we have this texture here. Let's actually open this up as well. So this is Buzz's current texture. The thing is, these colors are already set on here, right? So instead, what we would want is there? I could probably do it on here, right? Is it just color? I don't remember. Oh, that was an input. That would technically work. anyways, what we can do is we can make parts of this white. So this green part can be white. We can take that part and we can multiply it by red. And then that part would be red. And so we can take this, we can get, whoops, a node, what is a parameter? Vector parameter? Yeah. Okay. We can set this to like red, right? And then we can take that white part and we can multiply by that white part, and then this will come out as red, and then we can make that to where that part of the body is red. And so that's kind of how it works, you know, and this would be like an input thing and stuff where I actually like change that. But yeah, that's essentially how it would work. But the issue is we have to completely make the editable part of Buzz white so that we can tint him in engine. Because right now it's this green color and I have to go into Photoshop and I have to replace this color. So I have to manually make every single color variant, which isn't that hard. It takes like 20 minutes to completely get in engine a palette swap. But it never looks like perfect, right? So can I access cosmetic? Do I have any unlocked? I don't. Okay. I would need to set them all to unlocked, but we can do that. That's fine. We'll show that off real quick, and then I'll probably be getting off of here. I don't want that. I want blueprints, cosmetics manager. Oh, right there. Yeah. All cosmetics, and we want to. I need to make it to where it unlocks all if I choose right. Oh, unlock all cosmetics. It is there. Okay. Unlock all cosmetics. Check out. So here, it didn't actually show them, but that's fine. You know what? I need to fix that. It did not unlock them, probably because it doesn't work on this level. Hold on, let's go to level 1. Because I've not tried cosmetics on this level, and I assume the manager isn't set up correctly. If it may not even be in the level. Andy's house. Yeah, we can save all those. You can check those out. That's fine. They did not unlock. Okay. Begin play. Set lighting channels. That's all fine. That doesn't matter. Unlock all cosmetics. If it's true, we get all cosmetics. We go through each one. We set them as unlocked. Yeah. Well, I don't know why all cosmetics isn't working. It normally does. Oh well, that's fine. We can just do it manually real quick. Whatever. I'm trying to show y'all, you know, some cosmetics that I had to actually like paint in here. Dark Buzz, red, white, and blue, reverse Buzz, and Cybersonic. Okay, here we go. So we got Cybersonic. This Buzz is fake. It doesn't actually change colors yet. But, you know, you can see here, like, I can do it, but there's, like, some weird stuff where, like, especially around, like, the neck, the yellow and the black, like, doesn't look quite right. And that's because I'm painting in Photoshop instead of, you know, here. So let's go back to cosmetics. We can look at red, white, and blue. This is my favorite one, by the way. Like, I love this palette swap. Whoa, look at that blur. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Y'all popped off on chat. Hold on. Let's see. Let's have a custom clothes. Okay, that's where I was. Yeah, first level. Yeah, it's here. I'm working on some stuff now. So like when it fades in from dark, like this. I'm fixing that, which I already fixed on level 2. But that issue is also causing the blurriness that you see, that you just saw. So that's all getting corrected now. Let's see. I was working on my own hollow boards for my own designs then too. Man, lost it. That's terrible. They have what? They have Pokemon skateboard decks where you open it and you don't know what you're gonna get inside. Is that real? There's no way that's real. Oh man, I hope you're joking. That's amazing. Like it's like so crazy that I actually like I've gone all way back around to like liking it. I couldn't imagine spending money on that. Yeah, basically bonus lives were taken out, like extra lives. They didn't matter in the original game, like at all. And so I'm just taking those out, and those are now cosmetics. Which the cosmetics aren't hard to make or add or anything. They're like a few hours each for like, where like if it needs like a hat or something, that's like Kyle makes a hat in a few hours, and he sends it to me, and I spend like 30 minutes getting it put in the level and stuff, or getting it to where it will fit on Buzz correctly or whatever, and then like I made a whole like cosmetic system that kind of handles a lot of the logic of it. So the pipeline is like, for most things, a few hours at most. If it's an actual like mesh swap where like Buzz actually has to change his mesh, like if Mrs. Nabbit, he adds like something to it, that'd be a whole different story. But yeah, constant 3 vector. Yeah, I don't do stuff in the shaders very often. Shaders or materials, which are kind of the same thing, but like this kind of stuff here, I don't do this like hardly ever, and so I don't remember like what they're called. Like, and like variables are called parameters, and so yeah. Anyways, how could tie? Let's see. Well, I mean, I'm not allowed to make money directly off of this project. You know, I don't have Disney's permission. Maybe someday. But yeah, I don't have legal rights to release it, especially for profit. There's always a chance I could, like, if I was to release it, Disney would just look the other way. I don't anticipate that would happen, but it's technically possible. Yeah. Oh, you're saying don't they? I'm sorry. I misread your text. I thought you were saying, why don't I just release it? Yes, I don't know why they don't. This remake could be made extremely high quality, very cheap, relatively speaking, because of it being a PS1 game. It's like not hard to code. The quality we're making the game, if you were to get a full team of devs to do it in 2 years, it'd probably cost like $2 million. It'd be very cheap, and it'd make a lot of money. And this has shown me like those Paw Patrol games. I played them all, by the way. It's like kind of like a meme for me to play every Paw Patrol game when it comes out. Those Paw Patrol games, they've got to be like a few $100,000 at most. Like you're getting like 2 artists and a programmer and a producer to kind of handle like task management and stuff. And the producer's probably like part-time. Yeah, most of those Paw Patrol games, like they had to have been made within like a few months. In fact, the Bluey game, the studio got access that made the game, got the license and got to make the game, and like 6 months later the game was out. And so, like, yeah, those games are so cheap to make, and I feel like something like this that's like high quality but still relatively cheap makes a lot of business sense. This game could easily make, you know, $50 million. Officially released, which profit for Disney would probably be closer to like $15 million of it, $10 to $15 million of it. But I mean, that's like very easy money, right? Yeah, I don't know. I am using Unreal Engine 5.3. because that's what was out when I started the project, and I do not believe that you should ever, minus a very small selective reasons, upgrade your engine during your project because it can cause all kinds of issues. But yeah, Unreal Engine 5.3. I have used Unreal Engine 5.4. I've not used 5.5, and 5.6 just came out. And of course, we're getting Unreal Engine 6 in like 2 or 3 years. The CEO of Epic was just talking about it during an interview, apparently. This is crazy. We're just sitting here talking for like an hour. And we're keeping like good viewership. This is crazy, y'all. Like, never done that. Where'd I get these assets? Like for this specific thing? They were, I won't say all. 95% of what you see, it's actually way higher than that. 99 to 98% of what you see in this level was made by one guy who is the artist that works directly with me. His name is Kyle, and he is wicked talented. And yeah, he made like all of this by himself, like completely everything. Minus the help of like a couple who made like a couple things. Like we had one guy who made the crib, and which Kyle actually ended up updating because it had way too many polygons or whatever. And then we got the Kingdom Hearts 3 bed, but then Kyle ended up completely remaking it anyways because we want to make it to where it has mesh deformation, so it's high poly count. But when you walk on it, we kind of want the cushioning to sink in a little bit. So yeah, Kyle, my artist, has done like all of this. He even made all the characters. Yeah. So super cool. There's a couple things that are just like assets, but like the shield in here, but not the ring, but like the actual shield. Do I have a button for the shield? I may have removed my debug button now. Okay. I did. Anyways, the shield that you get in the game, the Cosmic Shield, that was an asset. Like the particle effects that we spawn when you hit enemies and stuff, those are assets. But like all of the the core of what you see is made by one guy who works directly with me, and like, you know, he gets a portion of like all the YouTube money and stuff. We have like a deal worked out for that. But yeah. Let's see. X, I totally agree, but the thing is, like, there's so many other games they could do. Now, I will say that just like funding fan projects is extremely high risk. Like, I want to make sure I give like a fair shake to Disney, because I don't have a studio, right? I have like Level Redesign as an LLC, and we're like full on business and stuff technically, but I don't have like a studio with like. It's just me and Kyle, right? Like I'd have to do a hiring spree if I ever did get money or something for this from Disney. And so who's to say that I could run a studio well? Like there's a lot of risk. Now, if I kept it between me and Kyle, it'd probably take too long and they wouldn't be interested at that point. Cause it'd be like, okay, well, give us like 3 years of full-time work and we'll get it done. They're like, well, that's too long for something this small for that little profit. And so like to go, like there is risk involved, even though it's like, seems like a lot of money of like very easy profit. So I'll give them like leeway based off of that. Now the other studios not doing it, I don't know. I don't have a reason for that. But yeah, I'm fun to chill with. Thank you. It helps that I'm like not like super hyper. Also, like, you know, I'm not a YouTuber, so you know, I'm not your Mr. Beast who starts the video screaming at the top of his lungs with like fire explosions everywhere and just sensory overload. That probably makes it a little bit more fun to chill with. 5.2 planning to update the parts 5.6 when it officially launches. Now it's in preview. Yeah, actually, it's not officially out. It's in preview, but yeah. Yeah, I know like 5.5 had some issues when it first released in the preview, but I don't know for sure. But yeah. It looks incredible. Well, thank you. Yeah, again, like the actual art. Like Kyle and I worked directly together on the art direction. I told him my vision was a mix of Toy Story and Spyro the Dragon Reignited trilogy. So we kind of went in the middle where it's like cartoony and almost hand painted, but not quite hand painted. And so it has like this really cool like aesthetic that isn't super common. And I also like that we have like subsurface scattering, which is like how light goes through objects on like the curtains. Like Kyle is like super talented. Like, he's an actual professional. Like he is a professional artist. So it's cool that he's there. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, that was always the thing. Like, I didn't want to be a screaming YouTuber, tricky. Like, even my videos, like, I care a lot about retention. You know, like, I start my videos kind of like in a way to retain viewers who are new to the videos or whatever. But I don't want to give a false impression that I'm going to be like super hyper for, you know, my 58-minute video. I'm going to be pretty chill. So yeah, and that's like how I am in real life. Like, I'm not like a worrisome person. I'm pretty chill, relaxed, go with the flow. I like working nonstop and have a lot of passion for this project, but passion does not equate to yelling. So, yeah. Well, actually, in the original, since you're staring at it right now, where's the copter enemy? Here's one. In the original, it's a texture. Like, it's just an actual texture that spins. This is what you're talking about. I'm trying to get my speed correct. These right here being thin. In the original game, it's just a texture that rotates. So we made it 3D, but is that what, I don't know if that's what you're talking about exactly, but yeah. But not any reason in particular. Or at least I didn't. Kyle may have. Kyle did have this Easter egg of the ball here. I thought that was like really cool. I didn't notice that till like a live stream, like way later. But yeah, I thought that was like really cool. Like, Kyle is obviously narrow. Oh, I don't know. If I had to guess, he probably wanted this shape really bad. And so it probably looks better with like a thin, the thin lines, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure though. But yeah. It is kind of crazy they never like made these like actual toys, right? Like, these are like very simple and would be like pretty cheap toys to make. It'd be a good marketing campaign, that'd be for sure. Yeah, I remember, now that you're saying it, Aqua, I remember what they look like. In fact, I may even have did I delete them, or are they still here? Yeah, those are definitely a bit more chunky. Yeah. I don't have a reason though. Maybe Kyle does. I approved it a while ago. Like, I'm the guy that approves all the art, but yeah, because basically Kyle makes something. He pushes it to the engine. I implement it into the level, and I provide any feedback. If there's no feedback, I mark it complete and move it. If I do, I will message him and put it on the task card. Show you more of the world. Yeah. You know, we have like the level 1 almost like basically done, right? We have like all these enemies you can fight, the bosses, all the tasks. We did some updates. Like, this is my favorite room actually. Let me actually go through here because it updates the lighting at play mode, so you can get like a feel of like the actual atmosphere. You're gonna see like some blurriness, like when Buzz moves and stuff. That's being corrected now. That's a camera exposure issue. But anyways, and just ignore me passing through that. That's I need to resolve those. Anyway, so you know, it's much darker in this area. You have your glow in the dark mode that comes on. We'll go up here to the attic and oh, well, there was a little bug. Anyways, we'll come over here. This area needs a light over here that's a little bit brighter, so you can see it little bit better, but I'm about to redo all the lighting and stuff and darkness in this level anyways. But yeah, you have this little light that you can swing on, and then you're over here and you have this beautiful Christmas light set up in the attic that makes everything like, you know, I love the look of this like quite a bit. And then we have some like other areas where you get to like mess around at, like that one, which I think I actually removed the combo rope from that, but that is a combo rope. I need to fix it. But we have that. We have Andy's room, which is probably like the best looking room right now. As far as like lighting, like this room's gotten a lot of attention to make sure it like actually looks like pretty detailed or whatever. Ooh. Yeah, we have that. We can go to the garage. The garage is really like much more chill. This yellow light adds a lot to that, I think, of like making everything seem much more relaxed and warm in here, because the color temperature in this room is pretty warm. Go around these. Well, I need to make it to where you can go through that, but anyways, and then we have like this detailed van here. Yeah, and we have like these swing bars are like tool hanging devices. Yeah, let's go to oh, there's a new update in the basement. Y'all want to see this? It's not very major, but it is a nice little attention to detail that we got a comment about like 5 months ago, and we finally added it to the level. So it's pretty minor. I'll just peek in the kitchen as well real quick. This is like the most most original, like looks close to the original room in the whole game probably. It's all right. I like the floor. The floor is like really detailed. And then we have the basement, which is filled with all this toxic ooze, which, as I've said, this is a retelling of the story by Rex, and so this is probably just spilled paint, but Rex is saying it's ooze. And then we have spatter all over the side of the boxes, the ooze spatter. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad to, glad to see that. I didn't pick up his ear, so I can't pick up the shield, but yeah, we have the nails sticking in here. I want to make it, I need to add this feature soon, but where you can ground pound these nails and like push them down further. That would be good. Yeah, you can technically like cheese this, by the way, by hopping here and then you can reach up here. But yeah, I like this room a lot too. Like the wood trim around the top, I think adds a lot. Yeah, that's like level 1, and level 2 is what we were working on all day today before we moved on. I won't play through that level, but I will just fly around real quick. For this level, go away. We have some of the assets done, not all of them though, but we have like all new ground, grass, wet cement, ramps, trash cans, boards, stuff like that. We have a post-processing volume when you go under water where it turns like more blue and darker. We have a beautiful sky. But yeah, this level's being done right now, and this level actually will be much faster than level 1 was. So yeah. Anyways, there you go. Thank you. I'm catching up on the chat now because I was just showing that. Oh man, I need to get out of the chair. Loving the basement. Yeah, I'm super happy with it. We want to add a couple more details to the basement, like some piping on the wall and like along the ceiling and stuff. But it looks really good. But yeah, the attic is my favorite part of level 1. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm just not I don't make shaders, and so I don't know exactly how to do it, but yeah, the plan is to transition it to lighting up. I just don't know how, but yeah, that's I'm already, yeah, I totally agree. Right now it's just like you walk into a trigger and it flicks it on, like that. I know how to do like smooth transition between stuff. I just don't know how to do it for a shader, or a material or whatever, you know? Yeah, totally agree. Hey, Brown Electrons. Brown Electrons is my friend. So the houses are going to be the last thing we make in this level. We're going to do everything else first because the houses don't actually matter to gameplay, except for like this little portion. Kyle is going to kit bash some houses. What that means is he's going to make sections of houses. So he's going to make like a portion of a wall with like a window, a portion with just brick, a portion with a door, a portion of a roof. And he's going to like build them like that to be like custom shapes or whatever. We're going to probably build houses for like the ones like right around it. And then we're looking into buying like house assets that align with our art style for houses that are further away so that we don't have this. But yeah, so we'll probably custom make the ones that are directly around this, and then everything far away will be an asset pack of some kind, just to save time, because we can't spend 150 hours just making house variants, right? It doesn't make sense, especially for like houses that are like in relation to Buzz, like 500, 600 meters away. It makes no sense. So yeah, we're looking to do that. Okay, see, I haven't even looked it up. I knew it was like not that hard relatively, but I understand how to do that perfectly. So there we go. Yeah, I need to just do that. You can do it on a timeline, or I guess the timeline's probably the right way, right? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But cool. All right. It is almost 3 o'clock, so I think we're gonna be wrapping up here. We have almost like 50 viewers. That's crazy. We didn't have many people join, but we had a lot of retention. Like the people who joined stuck around for this, because usually like as long as this stream we'll have like 50 concurrent viewers on average, and then we'll have like 2,000 views. Right now we're at like 400 views, but like 500, but 50 concurrent viewers. So like people are sticking around. They're just not seeing it. That's cool though. We had we literally just like sat here and talked for like an hour and a half. So that was cool. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Is it difficult finding asset creative to the aesthetic? Oh, Kyle, we have one artist who does all of this, and him and I have aligned pretty closely to our vision, and so he now like gets stuff like pretty often on like the first try or first try on the first iteration or second iteration. He does like really good work. So like this fencing style, like he got the overall style down pat like instantly, but he like made like a couple of tweaks to it just to make the texture look higher quality and stuff. But yeah, like he understands what we're going for pretty clearly, so that makes it easier. And to have one guy do it all means that it's all cohesive. That's like a really important thing to this, right? Is that all of it looks like it came from one person. In this situation, it did come from one person. So that's cool. Yeah. I will say, thank you so much for joining the Patreon, YouTube membership. If you want access to the Discord, by the way, join Patreon or YouTube memberships. YouTube membership, if you want to join the Patreon, I think you have to go into Discord settings and join. I should be appear on your list as long as you have your YouTube connected to your Discord. If it does not work, comment on this live stream. I read every single comment, so I'll see it and I'll get that corrected for you. I don't have any YouTube members who want access to the Discord right now, so I haven't been able to test it. So yeah, if you want access to the Discord, just leave a comment if it didn't work by going to your settings and stuff. Okay. With that said, 10 a.m. over there. Okay, that should be close to. I'm gonna guess like Italy-ish area, Spain, somewhere around there, like Eastern to Central Europe. Maybe that would be right? That direction? That's like 7 hours ahead. No, it'd be further. Yeah, you'd probably be in. I said East Europe. I'm guessing. Anyways, cool. Well, thank you all also for hanging out. It was so long that my brand new fully charged AirPods just died. So sad. Yeah, we went on. We had to cut the stream in half because I lost internet for 2 minutes. That was sad, but that's all right. Germany, yeah, okay. I get it. Hey, Kyle's from around the same time zone, although way different area. I will not be live streaming next week, probably. My family will be out of town for like 2 days, and then I'm busy the other day. We'll see. But yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you have issues, again, just leave a comment and I'll get back with you. Like 100%. Yeah, I see. Like I said, I see every single comment, and so. Anyways, cool. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out. It was fun, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.